This is my 1999 Ford Mustang GT 4.6. I've actually owned it since 2000. She's mild, pretty much stock right now. It only has a matte cat back, but she's been sitting for a while. It's time to bring her back to her former glory. Okay, so the car is a 1999 Ford Mustang GT. 1999 was the 35th anniversary of the Mustang, and as a result, all 99 Mustangs have the 35th anniversary fender emblem. Now this is a GT, so it has a 260 horsepower, 4.6 liter, 302 pound-feet of torque, a pretty decent package in its day. Even with the automatic, this car went $13.99 in the quarter mile on radial tires, full weight, so she moves out pretty decently. I know that doesn't seem like a lot of power compared to the cars of today, but she's pristine. She's got 56,000 miles on her. You can see the paint is like brand new. Car is beautiful. I actually bought this for my wife. We bought it, it was only a couple months old in 2000, and she drove it around on the weekends, and then it became my daily. I had a Fox body Mustang at the time. The problem with this car right now is something that's very typical of 4.6 liter Mustangs of this age. The plastic intake has front and rear crossover tubes for coolant, and they are prone to splitting. This is the intake manifold off the car, and I have ordered a brand new Ford Racing replacement with the front and rear aluminum crossovers from Late Model Restoration, and they should be here within the next couple of days, and we'll start putting that back together. Totally apart, waiting for her brand new intake. Just put fresh plugs in it, gonna give her an oil change, put the fresh intake on here, and we should be good to go. Here's the 99, and I have a ton of parts that I have ordered. They're all in the back of the garage in boxes, and we need to get to them, but right now, this garage is just way too full of stuff, so we're gonna clear it out and we'll be right back. All right, much better, much more room. So here we have two 4.6 single overhead cam, 2-valve intake manifolds. This is the OEM one that came off the 1999 GT. You can see it's all composite plastic, including this front piece here. This is the Ford Racing one. You can see it is also composite plastic, but in the front, this crossover tube for the coolant is aluminum. And I believe this is the OEM manifold for the 2002 to 2004 Mustang GT and 4.6s. Ford did acknowledge that there was a problem with this and actually had a recall for several cars. I never brought my car in for the recall. Hindsight is 2020, right? Pretty much everything from your 99 to 2001 or early 2001 will bolt to the later manifold. I still have to transfer over my ECT sensor and one bolt here, but the fuel rails, the coil-on plugs, everything goes right in, and it is OEM quality, which is really big with me. There's another brand, Dorman, which is an OEM replacement. The runners seem a little shorter. Some people have said that you actually lose power by using that other manifold. So having said that, I went with the Ford Racing one for just a few bucks more. Something you do have to remember, although everything does bolt right up to it, you do have to order the OEM 02 to 04 GT alternator bracket, because the mounting points on this manifold are different than the mounting points on the OE manifold. Now, I have heard of some people drilling a new hole, and while that would work, you know what? I just wanted to look right, and for a couple of bucks, it's not a whole lot of money, and it was available. I simply ordered it. So this is what we're going to be putting on the car. We have new intake manifold gaskets, we have oil filter, we have antifreeze. I just put some fresh plugs in it. So yeah, let's get under the hood and get started. Okay, so here we are a few days later. Mustang is completely back together. Looks great. Everything bolted in exactly as it should have. And that little Ford OEM upper alternator bracket made everything go smooth as silk. A few things to look out for. Number one, I took pictures along the way, so I knew where everything had to go. The good thing about most engines, especially Ford engines, is that the harnesses, the wiring harnesses, kind of lay right where they have to be. Easy to reconnect everything. no real questions about where anything went. One thing I want you to look out for, these are the original Manifold to head gaskets. Now what I like about them are these little locating pins which press right into the cylinder head. But what you have to keep in mind is that you can put them on backwards, and if you do that, the thermostat gasket and the thermostat bolts will not line up. This is actually where the thermostat bolts will go right through here, so these should face the front. This part here should face the back. Once again, this should face the front on the thermostat side, which is going to be a right-hand side, driver's side. This should face the back. Aside from that, most of the torque sequences and everything else you can find online. I put anti-seize on just about every bolt that was going into aluminum. And aside from an oil change and a coolant fill and a battery, this thing is 100% good to go, and hopefully we'll be firing it up soon. Last time we put the FRPP intake on our 1999 GT, really we're hoping for it to start. Unfortunately, we weren't getting any fuel pressure. We checked the connector. I think it's an 8-pin connector at the rear of the car, right behind the fuel tank, and we weren't getting power to the fuel pump. So that led me to believe that the fuel pump had gone bad. So I ordered a brand new fuel pump, a stock replacement. Oddly enough, this car uses a 130 liter per hour pump, which is pretty good. Like I said, most of my Mustang experience centers around Fox body cars. These modular cars with a returnless fuel system are a little bit different. The fuel pump in this car is actually contained in a hat. It drops right into the fuel tank. You don't have to just change the pump. It's got the fuel sender attached to it, and it looks to be fairly straightforward. I have dropped fuel tanks on Mustangs before, never did it on this car. So the first thing we have to do is disconnect that battery, raise the rear of the vehicle up, and drop that tank. I have a buddy of mine coming by to lend a hand, so let's get to it. So did that fuel pump fix our problem? Let's find out. So as you can hear, she's running great, idling nice and smooth. And yeah, I'm gonna give her a proper wash and wax right now. Can't wait to get her back on the road and start driving around. So if you like the Mustang build series and you want to see more of this car on the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button and definitely drop me a comment and tell me what you think about the Mustang on the channel. Because I would like to do more of videos with this, because I do have plans for this car. And thank you very much for watching. See ya.